Hey everyone, are you ready to dive into some seriously weird stuff? Because today, we're going to be talking about animal adaptations.
And not just any adaptations, right? We're talking about the strange,
Bizarre.
the ones that make you go, how on earth did that evolve?
Exactly. We've got a list here of the top 10 weirdest animal adaptations, and I think you guys are going to be pretty amazed.
I think amazed is an understatement.
Okay, so to kick things off, we're going to start with something called the axolotl.
Oh, the axolotl. Now, this little guy looks pretty unassuming, right? Like a salamander.
Kind of cute in a weird way.
It is, actually. But here's the thing. It can regenerate. Not just, a little bit of its tail. We're talking limbs.
Yeah, limbs and like, what else? Spinal cord?
Spinal cord, even parts of its brain.
What? That's insane. So, like, if it gets into a fight,
Loses a leg, no problem.
it just grows a new one.
It's like something out of a comic book, but it's real. And it makes perfect sense when you think about where they live.
Oh, yeah, where's that?
Lakes, mainly in Mexico. Lots of predators, lots of competition, so being able to, regrow a limb after a close call, it's pretty handy.
I'll say. Okay, so that's regeneration. What's next on our list of weirdness?
How about immortality?
Wait, what? Immortality? Are we talking vampires now?
Not quite. We're talking about the immortal jellyfish.
The immortal jellyfish.
Seriously.
Yeah.
This tiny little jellyfish, it's basically figured out how to avoid death.
How is that even possible?
Well, it's not exactly avoiding death, more like hitting the reset button.
The reset button.
Yeah. So when things get rough, like if it's injured or starving, this jellyfish can revert back to its polyp stage. It's
Really?
like starting its life cycle all over again.
So it's like Benjamin Button, but for jellyfish.
Haha, exactly. Pretty wild, huh?
That is wild. Okay, this is already blowing my mind. We're only 2 adaptations in. What else you got?
Well, how about something a little less, shall we say, glamorous?
Well, yeah, bring it on.
The hagfish.
The hagfish. What's so weird about a hagfish?
Do you ever seen one?
Can't say that I have.
They're not pretty, kind of eel-like, but with a mouthful of teeth. And they have this interesting defense mechanism.
Oh, this is going to be good.
You know how some animals play dead?
Mhm.
Well, the hagfish, they play slime.
Slime.
Slime, when they're threatened, they release this massive amount of goo.
Goo? Like what kind of goo?
It's this thick, sticky mucus that expands rapidly in water.
Oh, God, that sounds disgusting.
It is, but it's also incredibly effective. Imagine a predator trying to bite this thing. Suddenly, they're just covered in slime.
I mean, that would probably make me lose my appetite, too.
Exactly. It gives the hagfish time to escape. Plus, the slime can actually clog the gills of some predators, so it's pretty serious stuff.
Okay, so we've got regeneration, immortality, and slime. What's next? Are we going to get superpowers now?
Maybe not superpowers, but how about super strength?
Super strength. In what? An ant?
Nope. A shrimp.
A shrimp. What kind of shrimp has super strength?
The mantis shrimp.
I've heard of those. They're pretty feisty, right?
Feisty is an understatement. These things, pound for pound, are some of the hardest hitters in the animal kingdom.
Okay, but it's still a shrimp, right?
It is, but don't let that fool you. Their little club-like appendages, they can strike with the force of a .22 caliber bullet.
A bullet. Are you serious?
Totally serious. They use it to smash through the shells of crabs, snails, anything they want to eat. And it's not just the impact, it's the speed.
Speed.
Yeah, they punch so fast that they create cavitation bubbles.
Cavitation bubbles.
Little pockets of low pressure that implode with incredible force. So it's like a double whammy.
Okay, I'm officially adding avoid giant mantis shrimp
Yeah.
to my list of things to do.
Good idea.
So we've had some pretty amazing adaptations so far. What else is on the list?
How about something that's kind of a mashup of different animals?
A mashup, like a Frankenstein animal.
Well, not exactly Frankenstein, but picture this. Spines like a hedgehog, lays eggs like a bird, has a pouch like a kangaroo.
What is this? A riddle?
It's the echidna. And that's
Oh.
not even the weirdest part.
There's more.
Oh, yeah, it can sense electricity.
Sense electricity, like a living voltmeter?
Kind of. They have these electroreceptors on their snouts that can detect the faint electrical fields given off by insects and worms.
So it's like a built-in metal detector for finding dinner.
Exactly. It's incredibly useful for finding food underground, where they spend a lot of their time.
Okay, that's pretty impressive. Speaking of impressive, what about something from the deep sea?
Ah, the deep sea. Now you're talking. How about the anglerfish?
The anglerfish. Yeah, I've seen pictures. They're kind of creepy looking.
Creepy, but effective. You know that little light they have?
Yeah, it dangles in front of their face, right?
That's right. It's a bioluminescent lure.
Bioluminescent, so it makes its own light.
Exactly. And in the deep sea, where it's pitch black, That light is irresistible to prey.
So it's like a built-in fishing pole.
Pretty much. Unsuspecting fish swim right towards the light and bam! Right into the anglerfish's mouth.
That's kind of devious, I gotta say.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do to survive in the deep, dark depths.
That's true. Okay, from the depths to, let's see, what's next on our list? Oh, this one sounds interesting. The horned lizard. What's so special about a horned lizard?
Well, besides looking pretty cool with those horns,
Yeah, they do look pretty fierce.
they have a defense mechanism that's, well, let's just say it's pretty unique.
Unique. Okay, I'm intrigued. What is it?
They squirt blood from their eyes.
Wait, what? Blood from their eye.
Yeah, at predators. It's like a little, bloody surprise.
How is that even possible?
Well, they restrict the blood flow out of their head, build up pressure in the sinuses around their eyes,
And then
and then bam! They squirt this blood at the predator. It can go up to 5 feet.
5 feet. That's pretty impressive. But why blood? I mean, isn't that kind of, valuable?
Well, for one thing, it's shocking. Imagine you're about to attack something, and it suddenly shoots blood at you.
Yeah, I'd probably run the other way.
Exactly. Plus, the blood actually contains a chemical that tastes really foul to predators, so it's like a double deterrent.
Okay, that's definitely one way to say back off.
No kidding.
Okay, so we've had regeneration, immortality, slime, super strength, a sixth sense for food, and now blood-squirting eyes. What's next?
How about something a little more sneaky?
Sneaky. Like a ninja animal.
You could say that. We're talking about the mimic octopus.
The mimic octopus. I think I've seen videos of those. They're the ones that can change shape, right?
Exactly. They're masters of disguise. They can transform their shape, color, texture, even their behavior to mimic other animals.
So it's not just about blending in. It's about pretending to be something else entirely.
Exactly. And they're really good at it. They've been observed imitating everything from venomous sea snakes to poisonous lionfish.
Wow, so it's like a one octopus show. But isn't that kind of risky? What if the predator sees through the disguise?
It is risky, but it often pays off. Predators are looking for an easy meal. If they see something that looks like a dangerous creature, they're likely to move on.
So it's all about deception and survival. Pretty clever. What's next on our list of weird wonders?
How about something explosive?
Explosive.
Right,
Like
yeah.
literally explosive.
Oh, yeah. We're talking about the bombardier beetle.
The bombardier beetle. I've never heard that one.
Well, you're in for a treat. This beetle has a defense mechanism that's unlike anything else in the animal kingdom. It literally has a built-in bomb factory.
A bomb factory. Are you serious?
Totally serious. When threatened, the bombardier beetle mixes chemicals in a special chamber in its abdomen.
Okay.
And it creates this boiling hot, noxious spray that it shoots out with incredible force and accuracy.
So it's like a tiny little walking tank.
Pretty much. The spray is incredibly painful and can even be lethal to smaller attackers. It's enough to make any predator think twice.
I bet. That's pretty hardcore. Okay, we've had some seriously bizarre adaptations so far, but I have a feeling we've saved the weirdest for last.
I think you might be right about that.
Okay, drum roll please. What is it?
It's a frog that can freeze solid.
Hold on.
Here you go.
Freeze solid. Like a frogsicle.
Exactly. It's called the wood frog, and when winter hits, this little guy turns into a living ice cube.
But how does it survive?
It produces natural antifreeze compounds that prevent ice crystals from forming inside its cells. Its heart stops, it stops breathing, its blood flow stops entirely.
So it's basically dead.
Not exactly. It's more like suspended animation. Then, when spring arrives and the temperatures warm up, it thaws out and hops away as if nothing happened.
That is incredible. I mean, we complain about a little bit of snow, and this frog is out there freezing solid and coming back to life like it's no big deal.
It really puts things in perspective, doesn't it?
It does. So to recap, we've got regeneration, immortality, slime, super strength, a sixth sense for food, bioluminescent lures, blood-squirting eyes, shape-shifting exploding beetles, and a frog that freezes solid.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg, so to speak.
That's amazing. It makes you wonder what other incredible adaptations are out there just waiting to be discovered.
Oh, I'm sure there are countless more. The natural world is full of surprises.
Well, I, for one, am excited to keep exploring. And to our listeners, stay tuned for part 2 of our deep dive into the world of weird animal adaptations. We'll be back after a short break. Welcome back, everyone. I don't know about you, but my mind is still blown from those last few adaptations. Nature is just full of surprises, isn't it?
It really is. And we've only just scratched the surface.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And each one of these adaptations, it's not just some random quirk. It's a solution to a problem,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
absolutely. It's all about survival.
Survival of the fittest.
Exactly. And the mimic octopus, it's a perfect example of that.
The master of
The
disguise.
ultimate imposter. I mean, think about it. This creature can change its shape, color, texture,
Even his behavior, right.
right, to perfectly mimic the animals around it. It's like something out of a science fiction movie.
It really is. And it makes you wonder, how does it even know which animal to mimic?
That's a great question, and scientists are still trying to figure that out. But there's some evidence that suggests they can actually learn, yeah, from their experiences. So it's not just instinct. There's some level of, intelligence involved.
Wow, that's amazing. So they're not just mimicking, they're actually thinking about it.
It seems that way. I mean, they've been observed imitating all sorts of creatures: sea snakes, lionfish, even flatfish.
And each one of those disguises, it serves a purpose, right?
Exactly. If it wants to scare off a predator, it might mimic a venomous sea snake. But if it's hunting, it might mimic a harmless crab to get close to its prey.
It's like having a whole toolbox of disguises.
Exactly. It's all about adapting to the situation.
Incredible. Okay, so we get the mimic octopus, the master of disguise. What other amazing adaptations are out there?
Well, how about a creature that's like a walking, talking chemistry set?
Okay, you've got my attention.
The bombardier beetle.
The bombardier beetle. What's so special about that?
This little beetle has a defense mechanism that's unlike anything else in the animal kingdom. It can actually mix chemicals inside its body to create a boiling hot, noxious spray.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's pretty wild. And then it shoots this spray out at its attackers with incredible accuracy,
So it's like a little bomb.
basically.
Yeah.
And it's super effective. The spray is painful. It can even be lethal to smaller creatures.
I bet it is. I wouldn't want to mess with a bombardier beetle, that's for sure. So we've got the mimic octopus, the bombardier beetle. We've seen some pretty incredible adaptations so far. But I think we've saved the best for last.
The best or the weirdest.
Maybe a little bit of both.
Well, in that case, you're going to love this one. It's a frog that can freeze solid.
Freeze solid. What do you mean?
I mean, literally freeze solid, like an ice cube. It's called the wood frog, and when winter comes around, it basically shuts down its entire body.
Shuts down like it dies.
Not quite. It's more like it goes into a state of suspended animation. Its heart stops beating, its lungs stop working, its blood stops flowing.
But how is that even possible?
Well, it has these special compounds in its blood that act like antifreeze, preventing ice crystals from forming inside its cells.
So it's like it's in a deep sleep.
You could say that. And then when spring arrives and the temperatures start to rise, it thaws out and comes back to life.
That's amazing. It's like something out of a sci-fi movie.
I know, right? It just shows you how diverse and resilient life on Earth can be.
Absolutely. So we've got the mimic octopus, the bombardier beetle, and the wood frog. 3 incredible examples of adaptation and survival.
And those are just a few examples. There are countless others out there. Every creature on this planet has evolved unique adaptations to help it survive and thrive in its environment.
It makes you wonder what other secrets are out there just waiting to be discovered. What other incredible adaptations are hidden in the depths of the oceans, the rainforests, the deserts?
I think that's what makes nature so fascinating. There's always something new to learn, something new to discover.
I couldn't agree more. And on that note, we're going to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we're going to be wrapping up our deep dive into the world of weird animal adaptations. And we're back for the final part of our deep dive into these crazy animal adaptations.
It's been a wild ride, hasn't it? I mean, from freezing frogs to exploding beetles, nature never ceases to amaze me.
I know, right? So like for every problem, evolution has come up with a solution, no matter how bizarre.
Exactly. And out of all the amazing adaptations we've talked about, is there one that really stood out to you? Like the one that just blew your mind?
That's a tough one. They were all pretty mind-blowing, but I think the one that really stuck with me was the wood frog. The whole freezing solid thing.
Ah, yes, the wood frog. That one always gets people. It really does seem like something out of science fiction, doesn't it?
It totally does. And it makes you think, if a frog can freeze solid and come back to life,
What else is possible?
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, could we humans ever do that? I mean, think of the implications. Space travel, organ preservation.
The possibilities are endless. Of course, we're a long way off from that, but who knows? Maybe someday.
Maybe someday. Okay, so the wood frog is definitely up there. But the axolotl, with its regeneration abilities, that's pretty amazing too. I mean, imagine if we could regrow limbs.
Or even repair damaged organs. That would be a game changer for medicine.
It would be incredible. And then there's the mimic octopus with its shape-shifting and camouflage.
A true master of disguise. And it makes you think about the nature of intelligence, right? Like, how does it know which animal to mimic? Is it conscious? Is it just instinct?
So many questions. And that's what I love about this deep dive. It's not just about learning cool facts. It's about sparking our curiosity, making us think about the world in new ways.
I completely agree. These adaptations, they're not just random quirks, they're stories, each one telling us something about the animal, its environment, and the incredible power of evolution.
It's a reminder that we humans, we're just one small part of this vast, interconnected web of life. And there's still so much we don't know.
Exactly. And I think that's what makes it all so exciting. The possibilities for discovery are endless.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling inspired. Inspired to learn more, to explore more, to appreciate the incredible diversity of life on this planet.
And that's what it's all about. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the weird and wonderful world of animal adaptations.
Until next time, keep exploring.